Hello all and welcome to All Red. Well, Liverpool have a wee bit of a problem. I don't know if I'll call it a problem. It's more of a problem for the player that has recently expressed his frustration at Liverpool's brass for not giving him a proper shot at first-team football. And that man is Sepp Berg, who I've heard a lot about over the last couple months because he had a great campaign this past season in the Bundesliga. But now Sepp Berg is kind of burning a bridge in a little bit of a way. Now, I can understand, if I was a player, 21, 22 years old, and I feel like I'm good enough to play at the highest level, good enough to play for Liverpool, yeah, I'd be frustrated if I felt like, hey, you guys aren't even looking at me, you're not giving me a proper shot. But at the same time, Sepp Berg needs to understand that Liverpool Football Club is going to make the best decisions for Liverpool Football Club, not necessarily for the players. I mean, yeah, they want the players to do well. They want them to perform well. They want them to be their best, whether or not that's for Liverpool or if it's to increase their value as a player, of course. But Sepp Berg has come out this week and expressed his frustration at Liverpool. And I'm going to read you a couple quotes from Sepp himself. Here's what Sepp Berg said in a recent interview in the Netherlands. He said, I knew that I couldn't get from Zwolle straight to Liverpool's first team. I could have been at Liverpool for 1 or 2 more years, but I wanted to play with all my might. I demanded to be loaned out every time because I felt that I was getting better and better. I also made great strides physically. Sure, yes, I agree. You've done well, Sepp Berg. This is what he said. He went on. Just the whole first season. On the one hand, that was great. Yes, how does that work? You're 17, 18 years old. You're central to the defense and training against the starting 11, and you have to build up. And then Roberto Firmino, Sadio Mane, and Mo Salah come running towards you. It was tough, but I enjoyed it. But in all honesty, I wasn't looked after anymore. So Sepp Berg feels like he was abandoned by Liverpool. And, I'm guessing his frustration grew when he saw this season that his services probably could have been used. And there probably still wasn't any like, hey, we'd love to have you back. Especially when he saw Connor Bradley start to get into the first team and really become a regular when Trent was out. And then, injuries to Matip. And he saw Gerald Kwanzaa come in kind of out of nowhere. I'm sure he looked from a distance and was not happy about some of that. This is where Sepp Berg really started to express his frustration. And this is what he said. He said, I also felt ready in 2021. I had a good conversation with the management. He said he had received good reports. I'm guessing he's talking about Jurgen Klopp. I understood that I wasn't going to play Van Dijk, Matip, or Konate out of the team, but I thought I could be right behind it. When I didn't get a chance again, I said, figure it out, I want to leave. That's pretty bold. Pretty bold for you to come out and say that to Liverpool. And then he went on, this was kind of the final nail in the coffin, I think. He's talking about Liverpool, you didn't exude confidence in me all this time, but you do want to hinder my future. Okay. You want to hinder my future. Okay. I want to keep playing every week and develop myself further. In Germany, I enjoy Dortmund away with 70,000 people, Bayern Munich away against Harry Kane, Stuttgart, Leipzig, Leverkusen. Against clubs like that, I am challenged every week. So, Sepp Berg really coming out strong against Liverpool. And I don't know. I don't know what this means for him. I know a lot of Liverpool fans were looking forward to maybe the potential of him coming back and maybe getting into the first team because of how well he did last season in the Bundesliga. I've seen people comment that he was maybe the best defender in Germany last season. And, that's good for Liverpool. And at the same time now he's saying, I'm done with you guys. You guys don't care about me. You're trying to hinder my career, which I don't think is the case. I really don't. Like, what club says to a player like, hey, we are going to purposefully hinder your future because we don't believe in you and we want to get the least amount of money for you possible if we are going to sell you. That doesn't make any business sense, and that's not how Michael Edwards works. That's not how Jurgen Klopp worked. Clearly, Jurgen Klopp was a youth guy. He loved bringing the kids through. I think Jurgen Klopp loved winning the Carabao Cup with 5 basically academy players. They were academy players before this season. So for Sepp van den Berg to come out and say things like that, I just don't think that's true. And I think he's kind of digging himself a little bit of a hole now. I think he may have had a shot to come in under Arne Slot. Maybe there's still a chance. Maybe Arne Slot talks to him and says, "Hey, buddy, settle down. We're here for you. We like you. We want you to come in. We want to give you a fair shot." At the same time, he could also maybe he's just not good enough. And Michael Edwards is going to know that. Arne Slot's going to know that. They're going to figure that out together. And for Sepp van den Berg, hey, man, you got to be a little bit more professional than that. Yeah, I get you're frustrated. I understand why. But you can't say things like that because now you've burned a bridge. You've burned a bridge with the club and you've burned a bridge with the fans. So we'll see. We'll see what happens with him. I expect Michael Edwards to make the right decision. Michael Edwards is not the type to make emotional decisions. So even if Michael Edwards looks at what Sepp has said and doesn't like it, obviously, why would he? I expect Michael Edwards to either say, you know what, you are good enough. We have looked at you. We've looked at all your film. We've looked at all your stats. You do fit into what we're doing here. We want to keep you. Or he could just be like, hey, Sepp, you're just not what we need. The stats don't line up. The numbers don't line up. You're a great player, but we want to give you what you want, which is first team football. We're going to sell you. So I expect that to happen. Anyways, I don't think this is a huge issue. I think, the media, I've seen a lot of reports huge problems for Arne Slot on day one. This is not a problem. This is not a problem. Sepp van den Berg hasn't been with the team now for a couple of years. He's been loaned out. This is not a locker room riff. This is just one player expressing his frustration at his parent club, who have not needed him thus far. So, anyways, I do wish Sepp van den Berg the best. I really do. I want to say to Sepp right now, you may be watching this, Sepp. You'll never walk alone, okay? You're part of the club. You're still part of the club. And until you're sold or until you get into the first team or whatever, we'll back you. But you gotta just chill out a little bit. All right, up the Reds. Thanks for watching this all red clip. If you liked the video, click the like button and comment below. Let me know something about whatever it is you want to say. And of course, consider joining the All Red community by subscribing to this channel. It's fast, it's easy, it's free, and it's all red. And you're welcome to stay here and keep watching this video as long as you like. But I actually need to go. So thank you. I'll see you later.